noises above me. It's driving me nuts. Hello, everyone. I hope we are all connected. Let's see. I think we are. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening for some. And not morning yet, not yet morning for a lot of people, but I believe there are people on here that actually watching right now in their very early morning, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much for being here. Today is Monday, the 12th, 2024. Once again, myself and Michael William are coming together on Monday to have a chat about Onpassive. And myself, I'm coming from California, USA. Michael from Canada. If Michael, could you please um, saying hello to everyone?
Hello to everyone.
It's so funny.
Hello, everyone. Certainly glad to be here one more time. This is an awesome day. We're all excited, as we should be. So let's keep it moving, Julie.
Absolutely. Let's keep it moving. Everyone, today we are talking about on passive, the difference. So many of us are coming from different genre of life with some self-business owner, some are working for individuals and using products and services that are out there toward the end of 2023 and probably until now and keep going. I've seen so many trend of many businesses that are trying to include AIs, as part of their business to boost up their business productivity. They also add a little bit more of e-commerce on the side to their business, and then they're making changes in terms of their data collecting. They're also trying to adjust the ways how they use their employee to bring up the number a little bit. For example, some employees after the pandemic is having staying at home working online, and now they're trying to bring their employees back just to bring up some numbers. And there's a lot of those trends that are going on right now. I mean, some company some companies I see even ramp up their marketing. And I believe no matter what they do, no matter how much efforts that's putting into their business and their company, I believe a lot of people actually focusing more in terms of um, completing or meeting their quota, their numbers, and even try to meet another goal of making money. But they're not really focusing on the stability, the scalability, and simplify their business, or even try to find a way to secure their business. And because of the experience of seeing what OnPassive has been doing in the past 6 years, I see there is the difference between a nowadays business or company and a today with OnPassive, because of obviously their stability, scalability, simplify, and even secure. So that is something that Michael and I wanted to bring it here to discuss about it. And I see the way how OnPassive has been doing in the past year is everything that they are doing focusing on humanity. That means when we are talking about humanity, we're talking about AI with heart. We're talking about the efforts that OnPassive is putting in with all their heart. And so that's a topic we're talking today. Do you see the trend, Michael? And do you see the difference between OnPassive? I'm very sure you see it. That's why we bring that topic here, is a difference of OnPassive and the difference of the nowadays companies and businesses out there.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a significant difference, Julie. We know that, if you really want to get a company up and running, you can do it in 90 days. Absolutely, you can, right? But will that company last, right? So that's the key. A lot of companies come and they go, right? There's been so many companies that have opened their doors in the last 10 years, and they're gone, right? Is that what you're looking for? You're looking for a company that, what, I just got in yesterday, and then today the company disappeared. Oh, but they were going great for 2 years, though. You just happened to come at the end. Like, what is that, right? Like, that's not real. But yet we know of companies who've been around for 20 years and they're still going. Companies been around for 30 years and they're still going, right? That's what we're looking for. At least that's what I was looking for, anyways. I always want to be in a company that has longevity, that's going to be there for generations to come. That's the whole point. I believe in working. It's not just to, pay my bills today and then tomorrow I can't pay my bills, because you're always going to have bills. No matter how wealthy you are, you will always have bills, right? You may not have debts, okay, but you will always have bills, And so, you want to make sure that whatever you're engaged in is going to be there forever. And so when I see all these companies popping up, Julie, it's always, well, how much can I pull? How much can I take from the people, right? And it's never, well, I want to make sure that we're going to be here 20 years from now, 30 years from now. They don't have no long-term commitment. So they come in real quick with whatever it is that they're trying to promote, whatever it is they're trying to sell, etc. And the same way they come in quick is the same way they're gone out quick. We know most companies, they fail in the first 3 to 5 years. They fail, right? And we've seen that time and time again. And so with OnPassive, we clearly see that no, it's different. It came out. Let's say, obviously the thought was there, before all that, but it actually came out in summer of 2018, and we've seen the company taking its time in spite of COVID, right? That took out a lot of companies, right, in 2020 and 2021. COVID took out a lot of companies. So regardless of what you may feel, whether it was real, wasn't real, it doesn't matter what your thoughts or opinion are on COVID itself. The reality is, during that time span of 2020 and 2021, a lot of companies disappeared. A lot of companies went bankrupt, right? And OnPassive still stayed the course. And after that, we see OnPassive continue to flourish, right? So clearly this is a company that's come into the marketplace with a different mission, a different mindset, different set of goals. Here's a company unlike any other that really wants to help people, and so they're going to take their time. They're going to, make sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. They're going to make sure they're fully compliant, in all jurisdictions, because we want to offer our products and services to the world, and not just a handful of countries, but to everyone everywhere, right? So yeah, we certainly know, Julie, that OnPassive is definitely different than all the other companies out there, as far as I'm concerned. Yes.
Absolutely. And in order to set ourselves away from, of it all, in order to set ourselves away from, what you've listed. I mean, I don't even wanted to mention about it, but in order for us to set us away from it, we have to have a clear vision of our focus. And absolutely, I see OnPassive has a very clear vision, is to lift up humanity. Lift up humanity has a lot of meaning to it, not just, not just put a band-aid over certain things. Lift up humanities in terms of giving them the opportunity to be the best of who they are. And we have to really looking at the people that is behind OnPassive. Our executive, our CEO, our executives don't need to have another project, or don't need to have another job, or another title, or another company to do it. They have it all. They have done it all, but they wanted to in terms of collaborating, they want to work with our CEO to bring that vision into the world, is to lift up humanity. And so what they're doing is out of love, Michael.
So, so that in itself, Julie, is different, right? I mean, how many companies, can share that with the public that, what I'm doing is out of love. I'm here to benefit humanity. Even when you come out, even when you have a company that comes out with something that's revolutionary, that's going to really help mankind, or the world, the globe, um, they still find a way to mess it up. They still find a way, to corrupt itself, right? Because it always comes back to profits, always comes back to money. Even in sports, you're watching sports nowadays. We just had the Super Bowl yesterday, and you're gonna have those that says, "Well, it was well scripted," as opposed to, "No, it was a game. It was entertaining. It was." No, that's the mindset. That's because that's the world we're living in today, where because of money, right? Because of money or the love of it, right? You're gonna have people that will try to, fix things, right? You know, um, it's not, well, whoever is the better team, whoever plays the best, whoever is going to win. No, 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 no. It's what's better for the public, the ratings. What's going to bring more money into our pockets? Is it better to have Team A versus Team B, or is it better to have Team A versus Team C? Team C, you know what I mean? And a lot of plotting and all these things go on. Like, that's what we're talking about. We're living in the world today where it's so money focused, right? It's me, 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 me. How much can I pull? How much can I take? As opposed to having something that is clean, having something that is ethical, right? That's what OnPassive is coming from, is an ethical background. They want to have a clean business. They want every single person to win, as opposed to, no, 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 it's just a handful of us are going to win, and we're going to keep getting rich and more rich and more rich, and we don't care about other people. We're not trying to uplift them. We're not trying to help anyone to better themselves financially. We don't care, right? All we business, is to pull more money from their pockets. You watch the Super Bowl yesterday. You see the commercials. Them, again, $14 million for 1 minute of space, Julie. So that's $7 million for a 30-second commercial, right? That's crazy, right? And yet you have so many people that are in need. You know how many people that $7 million, could feed, instead of spending on 30 seconds of airtime. You know what I mean, right? Again, companies have to do what they have to do, but what we're looking at and seeing with OnPassive is a company that's setting itself apart from all those. It's not going the way of the norm. It's not saying, yeah, let's be part of that money machine. Let's be part of that corrupting system. No, no, no. You know what? We'll be ridiculed. We'll take all the hits. That's okay. But we have something that is going to help a lot of people. And we're going to stay the course and ensure that is the case, because we want to make a difference in people's lives, a positive difference, right? Not just a difference, but a positive difference. And that's where we're seeing, the difference between what OnPassive is doing, their mindset, their vision, their goals, versus other companies, right? It's about correcting, the corruption that is out there, has been stated so many times. It's about uplifting humanity. And so when you're coming from that angle, Julie, it's a game changer, because I believe that message is going to resonate with so many people around the world, because they're sick and tired, right? They're tired of the big machine. They're tired of the corporate machine. They're tired of companies not caring about them, right? And so they want to have a voice. They want to be heard. They want to be able to experience what living is about, and not just existing, right? And so that's why I believe OnPassive, definitely a game changer, and definitely sets itself apart from all others that's out there, because we're living in a time where it's all about artificial intelligence. As you look, every single company has something to say about AI. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But is it AI with a heart,
Mhm.
right? That's where OnPassive shines.
Absolutely. And the example of OnPassive set a different in a lot of other things that we are experiencing is in the products that OnPassive is doing to literally drive the growth and provide the users ourselves individually or with business owner with an opportunity to transform our life, transform our businesses by using unpassive artificial intelligence solutions. I mean, even if what we are experiencing right now in terms of the products that we're having get access to it, it help us operational efficiency. It's helping us operating our life in an efficient way, right? And and if we share that with our clients, our people that using it, it helped our clients to have better experience, right? We are also on passive also using artificial intelligence, machine learning to develop solutions somehow somewhat where it is for easy for us to adapt to it, easy for us to use it, and also for us to actually scale it to another to other things that we're doing in life. On passive also, helping us, to make smarter decisions where we'll focus more in humane, decisions rather than how much more money we're going to make out of this, right? So I mean, a lot of those are the examples why Unpassive does what it does and why Unpassive has AI with heart.
Mhm. Uh, well, when you think about it, Julie, right? And if we're truthful, right? Who wants to work long hours, right? Hours after hours after hours. Like who wants to get up every day and work 8 to 10 hours a day? 40 plus hours a week. Like who wants to do that month after month, year after year? Right? Most people tell you no, they do it because they have to do it, not because they want to, but because they have to do it. They have no choice, right? So here comes on passive saying, but there we can work smarter though, right? So, can we take that same 40-hour work week and condense it, right? Can we get more productivity in less time, right? Because a lot of those hours are wasted hours, Julie, right? So how can we make things more productive? Look at this school. Okay, like why do I have to go for 4 years of university to get a degree when a lot of this stuff, right? A lot of the stuff that I'm taking, right, or that I take, it's not even relevant to what it is that I want to do as a career, right? Because you have to take these electives and all these things, right? Okay, why can't I just eliminate all of that and just focus on what I need to go and do whatever career I choose, right? So again, wasted time. Why is that? Because the university makes more money, Julie, right? By having you take courses that you're not even interested in. Light and sound. Like, what do I want to know about light and sound? If I'm a business major, you understand? Makes no sense. But no, you got to take a natural science course, blah blah blah, right? My point to all of that is on passive is saying we can put together products, tools, we can provide services where customers come and customers can pick and choose what it is that they want, not what we're mandating to them, but what is it they want. Hey, you know what? You want to get a university degree? Guess what? Here's a e-learning platform, Academy, that you can use, okay, and to go get that degree program where you're focused on what you need for that career, right? As an example, okay. Well, I want to be able to use video conferencing to be able to communicate to our employees, to communicate to our customers, etc. Okay, but why do I need to spend thousands of dollars each month for that platform? Passive says, you know what? Here's a platform. Here's OCONNECT, okay, for pennies on the dollar, right? So we're going to save you money. We know it's something that you need, and in order for you to communicate effectively, right? But it doesn't have to cost you a arm and a leg. We're going to make it cost effective for you. You understand? And the list goes on and on. That's what on passive is saying, Julie, right? Why do you have to go over here, there, and everywhere? Let's save you some time. Let's put everything under one roof for you and save you time, right? Again, so the on passive is thinking about the end user. They're thinking about the customer. They're not thinking about their pockets, right? That's a huge difference in your mindset. because most companies are thinking about their pockets. They're not thinking about the end user, right? They're going to give you something that says, well, you know what? You have no choice but to pay us what we ask.
Mhm.
Because, okay, what's the alternative? What are you going to go do? Right? We're the only deal in town. So you understand? On passes, it doesn't matter. We're going to give you what's going to make you effective, what's going to make you efficient, right? We're going to give you what's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, right? We're going to give you value upon value upon value. That's what we're going to give you. And we're not worried about the end part of it, the back end. We're not worried about the dollar amount. We're not worried about how much money is going in our pocket. We're not here to get wealthy off your backs. We're here to provide good value to you, and based upon us providing the value, we're going to have loyal customers. And in the end, we will win with loyal customers. That's what OnPassive is saying. And that's definitely different than what we see out there in the marketplace, Julie.
Absolutely, Michael. OnPassive has given the user so much in not only in quantity but in terms of quality as well. I mean, if for example, if we are looking at OMAIL, OTRIM, and ONET, how much can we use? You know, OMAIL, OTRIM, and ONET are free products. You can use it for live, right? We can use it. Look at how the unlimited of storage that we can use. And anyone that come into OnPassive doesn't have to purchase product, but they still can come into OnPassive, use a free product, and use anything that's available for them at their fingertips. I mean, focusing on OCONNECT, let's say from what, since February of last year? It's like almost a year we've been using OCONNECT. And how much did we pay out of pocket for that dynamic product where you can have 10,000 people attend? I mean, they are giving us so much, and there's more to come. This is only just the tip of the finger right now. There's more arms to put out, you know? And so, if anyone that not understand the fact that on passive is focusing on humanity. You got to be in on passive in order to see it. Not only being in on passive, we all have to really stay plugged into the informations that's been giving to us, because I think, Michael, with those informations that giving to us, we can literally use it and expand our knowledge in a lot of ways.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Right. And when you think about companies that are laying off staff, Julie, right? Because that's the trend right now, right? Everybody's letting go, letting go. The Prime Minister of Canada, he came up publicly talking about one particular company here, Bell Canada, and the layoffs, and they're like, "Are you kidding me?" Right?
Right.
Like, really, at a time right now, this is what you're doing,
Mhm.
right? And the thing is, OnPassive continues to hire more staff, Julie, not laying people off, right? Because the reality is, a lot of these companies, they don't have to lay people off. It's not a need. It's not a necessity that they have to do it. Well, in order for our business to stay afloat, we have to let these people go. No. All they're saying is that, you know what? An easy way to make more money is to let go staff, and yet the same workload has to continue, meaning more people have to now step up and take on the responsibility that these people were let go while we're doing. You understand? So it's not like they're letting go of the staff because, you know what, that work is redundant. We don't need that anymore. It's old. It's right. It's not. No, that isn't it. The work that these workers were doing is needed, but we're going to take that work, those tasks, and give it to somebody else and increase their workload so that we can get rid of these people, because that's going to put more money in our pockets. That's what companies do. We've seen it time and time again. A lot of these big name companies were just laying off thousands of workers. I'm like, why? Right? It's just not necessary. So again, that speaks to the greed of these companies, where having 10 million isn't enough, having 10 billion isn't enough, having 100 billion isn't enough, right? How can we make even more and more and more? Like, when is enough enough? When can we focus on the end users? When can we focus on customers? When can we focus on providing value to people instead of thinking, oh, I just found another way to pull another $10 billion out of the public's pocket? Something needs to be done, and OnPassive is here to do that something.
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, on passive just does it, on passive focusing on every details of what they're putting out. I mean, take a look at our onpassive.com, our website today. It's fantastic. It's very futuristic in my mind, um, focusing on the needs. I mean, looking how what all the posts that on passive is putting out, the holidays that they celebrating, the cultures that they're celebrating. On February 17th coming up is a random kindness day. That's what on passive is focusing on. That's what on passive our CEO is also preaching, talking to us about. Try to do something for someone every single day. Be kinder to people, right? And that's what all of that is showing in our on passive website, our social media, the people that coming from on passive is, and so focusing on the heart, focusing on what kind of values are we giving to people, and on passive does it all the way from A to Z, the values to people.
Yeah, and value is a currency, right? It really is, right? Adding value to someone's lives, adding value to your bottom line, adding value to your pocket. It's a currency. Love is a currency, right? And so on passive just chooses these positive ideas, these positive thoughts, to add more value to people's lives. Because again, Julie, people are bombarded with so much negativity. Like there's no doubt about that. You turn on the TV, it's negative. You go on social media, it's negative. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, it's just negativity, right? But where can we find a space that is positive? Where can we find a space that we're actually being fed something that's good for us, right? I suggest that space is on passive, right? I suggest that you come into on passive and it's only good news is in on passive, right? When you understand what it's all about, that's all you see, right? Now, if you're in for the wrong reason, if your mind isn't right, yeah, you're going to see some other stuff, right? Because you're just not, using the right set of glasses, Julie, but the point is that on passive is a company that decide to go against the norm, right? We're not going to, do the same things, because if on passive was doing the same things, it's going to be the same old, same old. You're going to get the same results like all the other companies that you've been with, all the other companies that you're associated yourself with. You're going to get the same result, right? And if you were getting great results over it, you wouldn't be in on passive. You're in on passive because you're looking for a true solution, right? You're looking for a true way out, right? That's why people are jumping into on passive, because they realize that they can't do it by themselves. And if I can't do it by myself, I have to lock arm with someone. But I want that someone to be someone I can trust, right? I want that someone to be someone I can depend on, right? That is on passive. When we look at everything that is being done in on passive, that's all we see, Julie. All we see is something that is bright, something that is caring, something that is filled with love, right? Something that is going to help us actually get to our desired financial destination, because all the components of what we need is there. One-stop shop. It is there. We don't have to go look somewhere else, because we will find what we want in on passive. So whoever you are, wherever you are, you'll be able to find what you're looking for financially within on passive. Whether it's to save money, right? Whether it's to save time, whether you're looking for total freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, whatever it is you're looking for, you need to find a good audio video platform to use. You're going to find it on passive. You need to go buy some domain names. You're going to find it on passive. You need to get some e-learn. It's all going to be there, Julie. One-stop shop. So here is your new internet, folks, right? You want social media, it's an on passive. You need an email provider, it's in on passive. right? All that you need, one-stop shop, right? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if I see banking within on passive, Julie.
Not surprised at all, and 1,000% agree to what you're saying, Michael. I mean, every single day, if we don't talk about on passive, I feel like part of my life is missing. It is because even if you don't have webinars that you attend to or discussions that you attend to, there's always something that you can get from, and something that is very positive and something that is very loving. And look at the community, founders community of people, looking at all the videos that's been talked about on passive since the very beginning. You actually can get access to all of those. And at times, when your days kind of slow down, when your day kind of, you need that, I guess, the inspirational boost. You can totally go into Onpassive, and you can see all of that going, because what does Onpassive do is continue to give values to the world, to the people that's in it. And one-stop shopping, I love it. You go in once, and that's all you got to do. Everything that you ever need is one place. You don't have to purchase O domain here and getting hosting here, or you don't have to buy a product to create a video here and get another add-on here, another add-on there. Everything is in one place. And what makes it so beautiful, because we are also doing that with heart. How many companies are out there actually keep an eye out for their users? And I think one thing that also stand out is that, Michael, not only the values, the quality of the product, but the opportunity to build a business on top of what OnPassive is doing.
But Julie, what do we always say? Why is it so quiet? Why is today so quiet, right?
Yeah.
Because we're missing our unpassive fix,
Mhm.
right?
That's
So,
what,
you know,
that's what I'm saying. If I don't talk about on passive, I feel like part of my life is missing the purpose of it.
exactly, right? So the friends that we've come, to have because of Unpassive. Like I didn't know you prior to Unpassive, right? And there's so many others that we didn't know before Unpassive, and now we've become great friends and all of that. People that you would invite to your home, people that you would, hang out with, and so on. It's a company like no other. So we see the difference because there are companies that we've joined before and we didn't interact this much with the people. And Julie, there's been a lot of companies that I've joined where I've never interacted with anyone outside of sending an email and responding back to an email, and that was the extent of it. And we're talking about generating, you know, full-time income, let's say, without having to speak, like pick up the phone and talk to anyone,
Mhm.
right? Without having to do a webinar, any of this stuff, right? And yet we come into on passive, and we're just so, what's the word? We're so involved, like you know what I mean, in every single day, right? Other than when I shut down, Julie, it's on passive, on passive, on passive,
All the time.
and so why is that? Right? Like people have to ask, like, why is that? We see people jump on a, hey guys, you ever just jump? People just jump on a webinar like that. Like why?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If people, if it wasn't somewhere that people wanted to be, we just wouldn't have those type of numbers,
Mhm.
right? What other company that you've been on where boom, 20,000 people show up on a webinar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 10,000 show up on a webinar. Five, even 2,000 show up on a webinar, right?
Yeah.
What other company, right? There are people today that's having webinars every single day, and they're still getting, 100 people, 200 people, whatever, that show up like day after day after day after day, right? Like why, right? So there is something different about On Passive compared to other companies, as to why we kind of get this interest that is there, and this involvement. People are involved. People who've never done a webinar in their life,
Mhm.
never done a YouTube video in their life. You know what I mean? And yet here they are, in on passive doing these things, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely something different about our company on passive.
Yes, I remember the end of day of August 31st, 2023. beginning of September 1st, 2023. We didn't know OCONNECT was launching, or being able to purchase that. We didn't know. None of us did, right? And within 30 minutes of Mr. Ash saying, let's put a meeting together. What? Do you remember that day we using the old platform that we were using, and there was like 20,000 people coming in, and then we live stream after. There was 105,000 people actually watching on over 20 YouTube channels. I
Mhm.
mean, which companies does that? We already have gone viral. That is a viral status, right?
Mhm.
And no other company does that. And one thing that I really love about OnPassive, and I see there's a biggest difference in OnPassive, is the way how people how and you know what I'm talking about, when we're all entering in on passive as the same playing field level, everybody the same, right? And always everybody there's the same. There's no top, there's no bottom, there's none. Everybody's are in the same field together, right? It's depend on how much effort we are choose to put in. But that's a part. There's no differentiate between the levels of people, Michael. And that's something that I love about it's the humanity between all of us being together.
Again, so many differences, Julie, so many differences. Yet we have the same common goal, right?
Mhm.
When we look around the world and we see 8 billion people, right? That's a lot of people, right? I've never been in a room with 1 billion people, you know what I mean? Or 100 million people, right? Or even 1 million people, Julie. You know what I mean? So can you imagine 8 billion with the B, right? That's a lot of people, you know. And then when we look and we dissect those numbers and we look at from a financial standpoint, what people are lacking, right? What they don't have, people that are in need, and we see that more than half of those people, Julie, are in need. When you go around the globe, right, from South America, North America, Africa, Asia, right, you go around the globe and look at all the various continents, and everyone that's on this planet, and you see the global need, Julie. You see the people them that don't have. You see how some people are living. Watching the video earlier that was showing, what was going on in China with all the high tech stuff, with their train stations and taxis, that don't have a driver and all these things, right? You look at that. And then you get in that same video, Julie, where you see where they kind of look at the train system in America, and you see people, laying on the floor inside subway stations and so on, right? So when you look and say, okay, there's 8 billion people on the planet, but more than half, so more than 4 billion, right? It's actually more than 5 billion people that have a significant financial need. You're saying, what is wrong with this picture? What is wrong with these companies that are bringing in billions of dollars? And what are they actually doing to help the public? How are they? They're actually fueling, right, all the negative thing that goes on in society. These same companies are the ones that's giving people junk to eat. Instead of giving people healthy options, they're giving them bad choices to make. These are the same people that are, putting out toxics, like to go into people's body that people are intaking, right? Like, how are they contributing? How are they helping? Here in Canada now, they want to be able to have alcohol, in the corner stores now. Okay, so that's more exposure. That's more people have access, and they think that's a good thing. How is that a good thing, right? They want to, minimize the taxes on alcohol, Julie, instead of, minimizing the taxes on people's income. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that these people are doing in society. Do they really want to help? They don't, right? It doesn't matter if we're talking about, this company, that, all these companies that are out there. And as far as I'm concerned, governments are corporations as well. So every single one of them around the world, they're not trying to help, Julie. They're not. But OnPassive says we can make a positive difference. We can help people, right? And we're going to put together things in the right way, the legal way, so that there's no issues, right? So that when we put it out there, It's not going anywhere. It's going to be here for generations to come. That's what OnPassive is saying to people. Just hold on, hang on, continue to be patient, continue to trust the process, because we're going somewhere with this, and we're going somewhere beautiful with this. We're going somewhere that no other company has gone before. They just haven't, because they're not willing. This is hard work, Julie. What OnPassive does is hard work, right? No one wants to do that's what I talked about. If people had a choice, would they want to go to work 40? No. OnPassive is going above and beyond that, Julie. Hours upon hours, sleepless hours even, right? Where they're trying to put everything and make everything just the way it needs to be, so that it's acceptable right around the globe, right? From all different agencies and so on, right? Everything, the model, everything. And so that when the customers come, they're going to stay. They're going to love what we have, Julie, because it's done with the right heart. It's coming from the right mindset, right? People are going to love it. And when you can produce that, yes, there is a financial part to it, right? People will be able to make money, but guess what? You're going to feel good about the money you're making, Julie, because you know that it's based upon products being sold that's going to actually help people. It's based upon products being sold that's going to save people's money. Because a lot of companies, if that's all you can do for them, just show me a way to save me some money, reduce my bottom line, right? If you can just do that for companies, come on, you have a winning formula, Julie, right? So OnPassive has so much going for it that a lot of these companies, they just, find artificial ways, to increase their revenues. That's all they're doing. They're not trying to find real solutions that's going to make a positive difference in people's lives, right? And as a result of that, they make money. No, it's about making money at whatever expense. We don't care who it hurts in the process. We don't care who dies as a result of our products or our service. We don't care. All we care is, let's keep increasing our revenue. Let's let it go bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's see who can make $10 trillion. We don't care. That's the message that companies are sending to the world. And unfortunately, people are not taking a stand against that. We just continue to feed them, Julie, right? But we have the power. We ultimately, if no one goes into, go buy that cigarette, for example, okay, well, there goes your tobacco companies. But as long as people keep buying it, right, you're always going to have, you know what I mean? The same goes for, everything else that's out there as a product, good or bad, right? The point is, what OnPassive is providing to the marketplace is good.
Absolutely.
There's nothing bad that OnPassive is providing. Everything is good, Julie. That's one of the reasons why we say only good news in OnPassive.
Absolutely. And I wanted to bring on one more point, Michael. And this point is also important, is OnPassive does it right. Does it right how? In a way. I mean, when you're looking at other companies that we get involved in, they usually have a vision or have an idea, and then they talked about the idea to see how many people are responding back to that idea, and then they go do it. It's depend on the amount of people responding to it. But in OnPassive, well, the difference in OnPassive is that OnPassive has a vision, right? They have an idea, the vision, they work on it, and they see how does that vision or that idea benefiting the people around it, right? And then they work on that idea, they build on that vision, and along the way they're always asking, how does that vision, how does the things that we are building helping other people in affecting people in a massive way, right? And then they go on, they do it, and they test it, and then they shared it with us, and for all of us to come in and work on that vision together. And I think it's really huge point that a lot of companies should take into it, and focusing on the people, because along the way, every single time our CEO has mentioned it, I had to fight to get my point, my vision across, to have you in mind as a users. And I think that is a huge part of a set OnPassive difference from other companies.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have companies that, as you said, they're coming up with a new product. Okay. So they do market research and they'll test it, maybe 1,000 people or whatever. Right. And if they don't feel it's going to make them money, oh, we're not going to bring that product to market. Right. as opposed to, no, we believe that this product is going to benefit people, right? And so, okay, we tested. Yep, people are getting benefits from it. Oh, but you know what, though? We're only breaking even. We're not really making any money with it, right? Let's still bring it to the marketplace because there's value to be provided. There's value that people are going to have from using this product. They're not thinking like that, right? It's because it's not about the customer. At the end of the day, we keep saying it. It's about the company, right? Here's company, here's customer. They're not aligned, Julie, right? They're not aligned. They're not thinking of that customer, right? Whereas on passive saying, you know what? If we have a product and this product is going to bring value to the marketplace, right? And we're not going to make a gazillion dollars with it, it's okay, right? Because it's not about the revenue, but it's about let's give people why do we have free products? The products that we have, the company could sell those as well. Like even if it's something small, they could sell it, but the company choose not to. Right? Let's give people something. Give them something. Don't always take, take, take. Sometimes it's good to give, right? And so OnPassive wants to give and give and give and give and give, right? And overall, the company will make money. But we're not saying the company is here to lose money. That wouldn't make any sense either, right? But it's not the focus. So the focus isn't on will this particular product make us a gazillion dollars, right? Or will this bring value to the marketplace? And if we make a profit in the process, fantastic,
Yeah.
right? Fantastic, right? That's what the company says. Hey, if we can bring our revenue in and we can share as much as possible, right, with the early birds, the founding members, affiliates, users, whatever, right? Hey, that's a good thing. Let's do it, right? Let's do it. Are we going to take everything and just give it away? Absolutely not, because then how you stay in business, right? But this is something that set this company apart from others. Other companies are just thinking about their bottom line. That's all they care about, right? They're not care whether you're going to succeed or not. Even from the affiliate standpoint, they don't care if their affiliates succeed, because there'll be more affiliates and there'll be more affiliates and there'll be more affiliates. OnPassive says, hey, we want our affiliates to succeed also. So we're going to put something in place that it's a win-win. We want them to win, right? As opposed to, well, no, if 10 affiliates come and 5 of them make it and 5 don't, who cares about the 5 that don't make it? Let's just focus on the 5 who do. No, OnPassive says no, right? Why can't we put together a plan, put together a model where everyone wins? Because it is possible, right? If it wasn't possible, the company wouldn't be doing it. It wouldn't make any sense. But they know it's possible. And that's exactly what this company is doing, Julie.
Yeah. And for Unpassive is focusing on the needs of the people. What our people needs? What do we need to maximize our potential, to be able to carry out our passion? Unpassive thinks about it. I mean, we're just sitting here. I'm all thinking, while we're talking about this, I'm like, how many companies out there that produce a toothpaste, and how many toothpaste in one company they produce have they focusing on the need of people? They change the product, they name it differently, right? But what's the different in that product? Does it meet the needs of humanity, right? You change the flavor, you call it differently. Does that meet the needs of, does the flavors meet the needs of humanity? So I mean, just some of those are the point that I wanted to bring up to see how on passive difference from so many things that we are experiencing in life. Anyway, it's a good topic that we're talking about, and that's something that, if, in order for us to see the values in non-passive, you really see what's the difference, what makes on-passive difference from other. And the big part too is, Michael, we talked about this before, is on-passive giving people the opportunity to earn, right? Giving the users the opportunity to earn and to build the business from what we're experiencing. And I think everybody's wants to be part of it, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Absolutely, Julie. You're so right.
Yeah.
On passive, the place to be.
Yeah. It's all you need. Everything that you needed in non-passive. So anything else you want to talk about, Michael? Any things in the chat we may see? The best part for all of us is just stay with the information, stay plugged in. And if we want to know more about On Passive, the best place is to go back to some of those recordings, because um, for me, listening to the recordings from our CEO, Mr. Ashmufar, I pick up a lot of nuggets from it, to actually see on passive in a bigger picture. And so it's another suggestion for you. And continue to log into your back office, to your ecosystem, and check your email. And for some of us who have already placed a withdrawal request, remember there is work being done for us so that we can do it right, for Unpassive to do it right. So the best place is just stay with the program, right? So
Absolutely. I love on passive. There you go.
there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and God bless. See you next week. And remember, next week, Monday, before our usual live discussion session, we do have a Q&A that we do. So there is a link that you could submit your question ahead of time. And then there also a link will be posted in the webinar tab before the meeting. So hopefully, if you have any questions or things that are unclear to you, come and join us, and we will definitely, hopefully, to give you the clarification. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Michael. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.